Okay, section 6.4, that would be the solving equations using algebra. Now, what they mean by when they say using algebra, they simply mean just solve it without using these guys right here, these tiles. Now you can use these tiles, but once you understand how these tiles work, you can do it kind of in your head or just using numbers to keep track of it. So I'll give you an example of one of these here. X subtract 29 equals 13. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't want to draw 29 negative tiles and then 29 positive tiles and then put 29 positive tiles over here and then move them away. That's going to take a long time. So what we can do is we can do it algebraically or using algebra. So think about it. We want this x all by himself. And the only reason he's not all by himself on this side is because there's a minus 29 there as well. Now remember, if you got 29 minuses, how do you get rid of them? By using those tiles? You have to add 29 pluses. And that would get rid of all those tiles. And of course, if you do it to one side of the equal sign, you must do it to the other side. So now let's work it out. X is the only thing left on one side. And 13 plus 29, well, 29 and 10 is 39, 40, 41, 42. So x will equal 42. And we didn't have to use algebra tiles because all we had to do was imagine adding 29 to make this minus 29 cancel each other out. And then we just add the same thing to the other side. So you got to kind of think of doing the opposite. So going down here, x plus 19, when you do that one, well, if you're adding, when you go x plus 19, and it's going to equal 73, what you really got to do is take away 19. So x plus 19, take away 19, will equal this side. Of course, you must take away 19 because you took away 19 on this side to cancel them out. So x is all by himself now, and you have 73 subtract 19. Well, 73 take away 20 is going to be 53, but we took away one less than 20, so it's going to be 54 will be our answer for x. If you want to verify our solution like it says, verify means just take this 54, plug it back in here, and go 54 plus 19 equals 73, and then 73 will equal 73, and we've just verified our solution. So whenever it's plus or minus, it's real easy. You just kind of do the opposite here. So you take away 19, take away 19. When we got these ones over here, well, we've got 8 times x. Okay, that's what having 8 in front of x like that means, equals 72. Now what's the opposite of times or multiplication? Of course the answer is division. And to do division, you just divide by doing a fraction. So we're going to divide by 8. That will cancel out the 8. But if we do it to one side of the equal sign, we must do it to the other. So 72 divided by 8 will equal what? Well, we got x by himself all on this side of the equal sign. 72 divided by 8 will give you 9 because 9 times 8 is 72. Verify your solution by plugging that 9 back in and go 9 times 8 equals 72. And that's how you would verify it. Looking at this 7x equals 49, it's the exact same thing. It's 7 times x equals 49. So really, to get rid of the times here, you've got to do divided by whatever's in front of that x. That'll cancel him out, and you divide him by the same thing because he's on the other side of the equal sign. And the answer, of course, equals 7. So that's really the only two possible ones you're going to get, except for if you had something like 4x. Let me see. Nope. X over 4 equals, let me see, 24. Now remember, this is divided by 4. So what's the opposite of divided by? It is times 4. That'll cancel this out. And of course, whatever you do to one side, you must do to the other side. Okay? So x is left by himself, And 24 times 4? Well, 24 times 5 is 100. And we've got 4 less than that, so it'll be 96. So if it's times x, you divide it by whatever's in front of it. If it's divided by something, you'd multiply by whatever's in front of it. Now sometimes you'll see them combined. For example, look at this one here in F. It says 2x plus 11 equals 55. So the first thing you got to do in this double step one is get rid of this plus. Okay, you got to get rid of this plus first and deal with what's in front of the x last. So to get rid of a plus 11, we must take away 11 from each side. So take away 11 from each side. And we're left with 2x on one side of the equal sign. And of course, 55 take away 11 is 44. Now, to get rid of that 2 times x, we just simply divide each one by 2. And of course, x will be 22. So it's a two-step one. You must do the plus or minus here first, and then you do the divided by or times by, depending on what you have. So the same deal with this one here. You got your 3x take away 8, so you must go plus 8. And then 46 must go plus 8. And then your very last step will be dividing by 3 that's in front of the x to get rid of it. So all of these word problems, the hardest part is going to be figuring out exactly what the equation is. Okay? And then you've got to solve it. So I'll do one example of these. Let's take this one right here. It says Jeremy has $84 in his savings account. Each week he saves $18. When will he have a total of 210? So his total is 210. So I'm going to go 210. That's his total. And he says he already got 84 on one side or in his account. So he's got a positive 84 in his account. That doesn't change. That is constant. Each week he saves $18. So it's $18 and then X for the number of weeks. So if it's 2 weeks, it'll be 2 times 18. If it's 3 weeks, it'll be 3 times 18. The only thing left to do is to solve this problem now by shifting and taking away 84 from each side because it's plus 84 here. So take away 84 and you'll end up with an answer here. And then your last step will be to divide each side by 18 to cancel out the 18s.